Ooh, stop.
You're beautiful, so beautiful. I thank God, yeah, for sending your way. Oh, little baby, yeah, for God's beauty. I thank God for sending your way. Oh, you're royal. God's kingdom. I thank God for sending your way. Oh, hey, beauty, tuned in.
What's poppin', Dayton, Ohio, and world? You are back with the hottest podcast in the city. Well, really, if I can be honest, the hottest kingdom podcast in the nation. We're just
Okay,
gonna go
then.
ahead and put that out there. You feel me?
Period.
You
Love it.
are back with Be Beauty, where we are bold, educated, ambitious, unstoppable, talented, and yielded. Where we what, Shonda?
Grow on purpose
Where
for
we
his purpose.
period. Where we growing and glowing on purpose for its purpose. Listen, it's been a minute.
Yes.
How y'all doing? Doing wonderful. How you doing, Shonda?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited to be here today.
I know. I feel like life has been lifing, but we never say we back because it's not like we fully left, but we just pivot, we adjust, right?
That's right.
And so, y'all, we are so excited to have Aaron Robinson in the house with us, owner of A3C Moving Company, where he is moving with his purpose. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about you, Aaron, and welcome to the platform.
Appreciate you guys having me here. But about A3C, when we started,
Yep.
so I was playing basketball, graduated college from the University of Findlay in 2014.
Okay.
Went on tour with the Harlem Globetrotters and did it for about 6 years. But once I got to the end, I knew that I had to come up with something for after basketball. So
Okay. You need okay.
okay,
Keep going.
yeah. So pretty much in 2019, my wife, she started a chair rental business for
Okay. Shout
weddings and
out to
everything.
Courtney.
Yep. So it was going great. It was going well. And uh, while the truck was sitting on the days that she wasn't doing, uh, it just clicked like out of nowhere. And I'm like, man, I should. People always ask me to help them and, move stuff all the time. So it just clicked to start a moving company. So my last year on tour, pretty much the whole time, I was just getting the whole game plan started, writing it down, coming up with my mission, and figuring out how I wanted to, uh, introduce it to the world. So it was pretty crazy how it started because when COVID hit, it was one of those things where you had to figure it out, and
Mhm.
I literally started this business when COVID hit.
Mm.
So I was just telling my wife because I was teaching in between time with playing basketball, and with a growing family, I just wanted more than that for my family at least. So I got the game plan together, and in 2019, I was done. I was fed up with teaching and everything. So I actually went to my boss and just told him the whole game plan, like this is it.
You like, I'm done.
I'm done. And this is before even starting the moving company. So I stopped, went straight on tour, and literally when I went on tour, COVID hit, and all the major college arenas start getting shut down.
Mhm.
And then once the NBA arenas got shut down, because we play at those venues, I knew like, okay, I really need to put this into play. So, my wife, she was like, man, you just told them that you're done, and then COVID just hit. But I was never worried because I just felt in my heart, I knew, like I tell my wife all the time, I'm like, it was never a doubt that it wasn't gonna work because
Right.
I work hard with anything I do, and what I do with basketball my whole life, I apply it to my real life, whether it's with the family or with the business. I know it's hard work, and that's what I try to do. But
So you jumped. So I got a question. So you played for Harlem Globetrotters.
Mhm.
Let's dial back a little bit. You went to Trotwood. You played ball at Trotwood?
Yep. Went to Trotwood, class of 09.
Okay.
Shout outs K Win Jr., Darion Brandon, everybody.
All right now. 09 class. Was y'all some ballers?
Yes, everybody. We really hoop for sure.
Did y'all win any championship rings?
We didn't win no states.
Okay.
But that's tough. But we went far.
Okay
Sure.
then. So then from there you went into the University of Findlay.
Yep,
You
University
played
of
ball
Findlay.
there.
Mhm.
So how'd you get with the Harlem Globetrotters?
So how I got with the Globetrotters. So originally when I graduated, I was originally supposed to go play overseas in France,
Okay.
but I decided to go to a combine just to see if I can, get more options to go elsewhere. And when I went to the combine, I went up for a dunk and blew my knee out.
Oh
Mm.
wow.
Yeah, it's devastating.
Wow.
But I had to get surgery, rehab for about a year, and then they called and asked if I was interested. And at first, I really wasn't interested because I didn't know too much about the history of the Globetrotters, and I didn't know
Yeah.
how big it was because I was so in tune to want to play real basketball.
Right.
But it was the best decision that I made. Like I thank God all the time that I made that decision because I was able to see the world.
Mm.
I was able to meet so many great people
Mm-hmm.
on tour, great friends, and it just taught me a lot. It matured me up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got started with that, it was just a blessing, and it just opened up so many doors, and it opened up my mind. Just outside of being from the city,
Right.
so it was good seeing the world.
Because I think that's what one of the things is when you and I had spoken. I didn't know that you played. I knew that you played basketball a little bit because I saw him at an arena.
Mhm.
But I knew that you coach basketball. So then when I heard about it, I'm like, dang. But I think also one of the things that I enjoyed in our conversation was how you said you've kind of always been a bit of a planner.
Mhm.
And so even with being with the Harlem Globetrotters, like the training and things that they took you in, it was things that you knew that you were going to be able to implement into your current business with A3C Moving Company.
So
So let's talk about that a little bit.
yeah, so I've like you said, I've always been a planner. I've always been a strategic thinker with anything that I do. So when you go to these training camps, it's not just go there, throw a basketball out, and learn. Like we get there, the days are long. Wake up around 6 in the morning, eat breakfast, have 2 practices, get back to the hotel around 6 at night, and then you have meetings until like 9 at night.
Mm.
But those meetings are the ones like once I got to the end and I kind of made up in my mind like I want to make this transition from basketball to starting my business. And those trainings that we had in those talks, they always talk about branding and how to get your business started, and they encourage everybody to start their own business
Right.
outside of basketball. And I just took everything that they said and really took notes down and really just applied it once I put my business out.
That makes sense.
So let me ask a question. What exactly is the Harlem Globetrotters?
So the Harlem Globetrotters, the world famous Harlem Globetrotters, is a show basketball team
Mhm.
with rich history, from Will Chamberlain
Mhm.
to Magic Johnson and them having a stint.
Mhm.
It's a family show that people around the world love, and you travel the world, you get to entertain thousands of people all the time. It's just a great time.
So have you ever been to a Harlem Globetrotter show before?
Before that, I've never been to a Harlem Globetrotter show before, ever.
Wow. So you said with the marketing, the branding, the training, all of the things that you learned through the organization, the Harlem Globetrotters, at what point in your life were you like, okay, I'm gonna apply this in my own business. I'm gonna jump out here in faith and I'm gonna start my own thing.
I definitely I move off of faith, and once the vision came to me, um, it was over because I felt I wanted to start my business. I wanted to transition from basketball and from teaching, and God put it right there to where it's like, all right, you said you don't want to teach, you want to transition from basketball. When COVID hit, it really made me like God was talking to me like, you
What you
said you
gonna
wanted,
do?
what you gonna
Right.
do? So it was very
We
simple.
gonna pass or shoot.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? I'm gonna take it head on, and I'm gonna work my butt off, and I'm gonna make sure this work because it's not about me. It's about my family.
Yeah.
Leaving a legacy and going on from there. So, what I've learned from them is from the Globetrotters is you have to be relentless.
Mm,
That's a rich history right there that's been going on for
for
years,
centuries.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, our
No.
grandparents used to go
Right.
watch the Globetrotters play,
Yep.
and they were very helpful. I asked questions, and they were willing to give me that type of information, and they encouraged me to start.
Awesome. So have any of your connections from there been influential in your business
Uh,
and helping that push forward?
yeah, it is. I stay in contact with a lot of my teammates,
Mhm.
and a few have reached out just to ask, how to get started.
Yeah.
And I actually have a teammate that we played that he started a moving company as well in Philadelphia, and he's doing very well, and it's called Full Court Moving.
Okay.
So yeah, we talk every day. That's my guy.
I love that.
Yeah.
What does the A3C stand for?
Yeah. So A3C, when I came up with my logo, I wanted to be something meaningful, not just a logo just with a business. Like when I look at the logo, every time I see it, it reminds me of like why I'm doing it and
Mhm.
why I want to push it to the next level. So A3C is very, very simple. It's my name is Aaron, my daughter's name is Amaris, and my youngest is Ashton. So that's where the A3 comes from.
Okay.
The C is from my wife Courtney.
Yep.
So I just wanted to be meaningful, So and once I put it together, I'm like, man, this is a nice little ring, A3C. That sounds pretty
And
good.
it does. And I think that's a beautiful thing for a man, a young man, and even a young couple,
Mhm.
for you and Courtney to be doing what you all are doing with your family dynamic, marriage in a society where divorce rate is so high, right? And to hear our brother in Christ, a black man, just saying, "Hey, look, this my family is my why."
Right.
Not only is it just, another takeaway from our conversation was you like, Ashley, my why is my family. It's not so much about me getting wealth, but it's about the wealth that I can generate for my family and that generational wealth.
Mhm.
Yes, like I said, I had my time playing basketball, had time to myself, and like I said, family, like that's all I need. That's all the motivation I need. It's
Mhm.
not about me anymore. And I'm okay with that because I did all the things that I have to do
Mhm.
for myself.
Mhm.
But now moving forward, I still apply those same things, but it's to everything that I do is to put my family in a better position. And with my daughters, I want them to see, uh, you know, I'm more than just a basketball player. Like
Yeah.
I never wanted to be just seen as a basketball player, and it's so much more that I'm excited for in the future with the business, with my family. I just can't wait.
So what makes A3C different than two men in a truck?
Oof.
I can tell you a few differences, but I want to hear what you're gonna say.
Well, with
And hold on, let me put this out here. We ain't bashing nobody, but at the end of the day, we are shining a light on a business that is located in our city where we can say we know that the heart behind the business is pure and what he does in his business is going to take it to another level, period.
and definitely not bashing them because they do what they do. But
Right.
with A3C, we a moving company for the people. Literally, like I've always been for the people, and I treat the moving company the same way. We're going to not only we're going to move your stuff, we're going to take care of it, do the things that we need to do, but we have a heart.
Mm-hmm.
I'm open, I'm flexible, and at the end of the day, stressing is probably one of the most stressful things anybody can really go through.
Mhm.
And if I'm able to take that stress away and help you out, uh, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to be a stickler or anything like that. And with being a black owned company, I walk with a little bit more pride with my stuff. Like
Yeah.
I treat it like when I play basketball, like I feel like I want to be the best with this,
Yes.
and I'm always going to feel like that with my moving company.
And
Yeah.
Rashonda, you said it when you saw the video.
Yes.
You like, Ash, I ain't never seen a moving company like this.
With a video to it. It had a video to it. Y'all go and look at the video. I said, dang, that's some good marketing right there, because you don't see that. You don't see moving companies with a commercial. It looked like a real commercial.
Mhm.
Well, it was a commercial, and it
That
was a
branding.
marketing commercial.
Yep.
It was branding, and I was really impressed by that.
I just try to show moving in a different light,
Mhm.
and I keep it with today's time. And me, my crew, we take it serious and we work hard, and I want to show it.
Yeah.
Y'all
not-
treat people's stuff tenderly.
Yeah, we
Yes,
do.
that's a good word.
We
They do.
take care of it, but at the same time, when people see our videos, I want them to know where I come from too. And
Yeah.
that's we're always going to be professional, but at the same time, I'm always going to represent where I come from, and I'm going to present it in that type of way.
Right.
Right. In a positive way,
In a
though.
positive way.
Right?
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Because I seen the videos where y'all out there hooping.
Oh yeah.
I think y'all was packing up a room or something,
Yeah.
or somebody had a room out there. And I was like, wow, that's really dope, because you can really tell from your videos and your marketing and your branding that this is really who you are.
Mhm.
Even from our phone conversation, even the interaction we've had with you
Yeah.
prior to the doing this interview, it's like, oh, you a real person.
Mhm.
Because a lot of people feel like, oh, I got a business, you're a little stuffy, or I've arrived.
Yeah, that's one thing that I've always been raised on with my parents. Like, it don't matter. I'm blessed to have this moving company, but I never take it for granted, and I would never look at myself as being like, yeah, I arrived, I made it, I'm bigger than this person, because that's not what I'm in it for.
Right.
I never got into this to be like I'm a boss and just leave it at that. Nah, I got in this to help my family and to help other people as well.
Mhm.
So does it feel like work to you when you're doing it?
It don't. People ask me all the time, like, man, how do you do it? And I'm like, I love it. Like, I love doing it. Like, it doesn't bother me. Like, it keeps me busy. And that's always a good thing, but it doesn't feel like work. I enjoy doing it. I have fun.
You could tell because you look like you're real laid back,
Mhm.
with always something on your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you look.
Yeah. I'm a
You're
thank you.
always thinking
Yeah.
about something, but you there in the moment at the same time.
Yeah.
But that's kind of how you got into what you doing, thinking.
Yeah,
You've always thought ahead.
I enjoy with being busy, but I do enjoy taking days off, because I like to think,
Mhm.
even with with you guys' podcast, you always constantly, you don't want to stay the same.
Right.
No.
So, we can work all the time,
Mhm.
but if we get so busy, caught up working, where are we really moving if you don't have no time to think and
Yep.
think of the next thing and to grow?
That's been on my mind a lot too lately, because I'm like, I feel like I'm just so busy, and I'm it's wearing on me.
Yep.
Mhm.
And so I just said, I want to just slow down and just chill for a minute. So let me ask you this. How did COVID affect the business,
Uh,
the process of it? Because I know you said you was just starting.
yeah, I can honestly say, and I know it's not the same for everyone,
Mhm.
but we really hit the ground rolling since COVID, and haven't stopped. And it's just because, you can put a business out, but it's another thing to really follow up on it.
Mhm.
Come on now.
Because, you can start something, and then, next year they'd be like, oh, man, he didn't do it. Nah, if I put something out to the world, I'm really doing it.
Right.
Come on.
And I want to keep doing it, and I want to leave for my kids. I want to leave for my family. Like, I'm all the way into this, learning it. I want to know everything about this field, and I want to also teach it. Give other
Yes.
people their game.
What
that's
do
what
you
it is.
teach? I mean, because some people don't know.
Right.
With moving, I know that it is a lot to it. You gotta fit things in and all of that. So if you was to teach, what would you be teaching?
So with moving to people that's not really in this field, they think it's just a truck, people
Yep.
moving boxes.
Mhm.
Yep.
And man, it's so much you have to put in into moving, not to only move their stuff correctly without damaging it, but you also have to, make the customer feel comfortable. Like,
Mhm.
they have to be on the same page with you. So it's more than that. You have to, figure things out logistically, and you have to know how to price accordingly, but at the same time, know what your competitors
Right.
charge as well. So, it's just when you get in this field, you have to do your homework. You can't look at the next man and you like, oh, he's doing this. I think I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
You really have to, go in and learn it. And I have an e-course, and it teach you the whole thing. It literally teach you from,
Mhm.
how to come up with your logo, getting your EIN, getting your LLC, how to market, how to
Listen, young
how to
people.
get customers. Like it's the whole nine in it.
Oh wow.
I think that was one of the things when I saw that, when I wrote your name down on a list and I sent it to Rashonda. I never forget, it was July 19th, and I listed multiple businesses that I wanted to have as entrepreneurs in our
Mhm.
community on this show. And I was like, A3C Moving Company, because you're doing something completely different.
Yep.
Not only have you created a great business model, right, that is being successful, but you've also figured out a way to funnel it back to where you can help other people start
Mhm.
that same business.
Mhm.
And what we don't see a lot of times is, like, I'm in the insurance business, seamless plug into Divine Insurance Solutions. Open enrollment is about to start. At any rate, you have other insurance companies, and we kind of talked about this, where you can feel or become territorial over your business, or you don't want to share your information
Mhm.
because you don't want nobody to get ahead. You don't want, but there's so much money out here for people to make.
It's so much money, literally, especially in this field.
Mhm.
W- with me, at least, I'm secure. I know I work hard. I'm secure, and I'm not gonna let anyone or the thought of anyone affect what I do. Like
Mhm.
I know my business. I work hard for my business, but at the same time, I realized early I can't move everybody.
Right.
I can't. My daughter, she asked me when I started my e-course. She asked me. She said, "Daddy," she said, "Why would you start a e-course so other people can move and do what you do?"
Mhm.
She's like, "Won't that take your money?" She's like, "Why do you do it?" I'm
That's
like,
smart.
Yeah.
and I told her, I said, "Baby girl," I said, when you work hard and when something is for you, it's for you. But at the same time, it's good to help other people
Yeah.
too.
Mhm.
It's always good to help other people. Now, you can help other people. You don't know if it's going to be successful or not.
Right.
But if you do it with good intentions and a good heart, you know, I think that can benefit someone because with me starting this, I didn't have anyone.
Right.
I really had to learn on the fly, make mistakes, learn from the mistakes.
Mhm.
So if I can help anyone, especially from our city, to show them that it's a different way. You don't have to do it through sports,
Right.
Right.
and that's fine, but in our era, we've always been taught to where you gotta do it with sports. And
Mhm.
when you don't reach that height, people can look at you as if you failed.
Fail. Yep.
Mhm.
But it's like, nah, take those experience, definitely work hard with sports, but it's not over just with sports. Like you can be more successful doing something else too as well.
How did
Yeah.
that injury play on your mental?
Uh, it was major because once I injured myself, right there, it was like boom. I have to think of something else
Yeah.
outside of basketball. Now I knew I wasn't done with basketball and I had to work, uh, but that injury showed me it was vulnerable. I just
Mhm.
graduated college, so now nothing is guaranteed with basketball.
Mhm.
So I had to really work my butt off to get back to playing basketball and joining the Harlem Globetrotter tour, and that alone, that just built something else in me. Like, okay, anything that come my way, I'm gonna overcome it.
Yeah.
Right.
And that right there, that's what kind of changed my mindset and kind of knew like someday basketball is gonna end. So I would rather get started sooner than later.
Mhm.
So it lit something in
Yeah,
you, in
definitely
a
lit a
sense.
fire for
You
sure.
And I think that's what sometimes it takes. Sometimes you got to hit that rock bottom
Mhm.
to really see, like, okay, I ain't got nothing else to do.
Right.
Right.
There's
Cause
nothing
you
else I can fall back on. I mean, I can't go any,
right.
I can't fall any fall. You know what I mean?
Did you ever have plan B?
I never had plan B with basketball because I was so focused and I had a great support system with my family, but it was basketball is what I wanted to do. I'm
Mhm.
like, I'm gonna play basketball. I'm gonna be very good at it. I'm
Was you
gonna
cold, Aaron?
Hey, that's
I
for the
mean,
people to
okay,
say.
I'm just saying, like,
I ain't
he
humble.
said,
I
I ain't got
worked
no
hard.
plan B.
I
But
worked
you see
hard.
this business
Yeah,
successful, so you know that
yeah.
could.
But my biggest thing was I wanted to go to college and get school paid for. And
Mhm.
when I
That's what
went
most
on
of
my
'em wanna
visit
do.
and the University of Findlay showed me the offer letter, and I just seen my parents' face, it was like, "All right, cool. Like this is what I want to do, and I want to take it
Mhm.
further." But man, that felt good taking that burden off my parents and having them not pay for anything to go to
Yeah,
school.
I bet. So let me ask you this. Okay, going back to 18-year-old Aaron, what you know now
Mhm.
and the things that you've gone through with the injuries and you traveling the world, what would you tell yourself now?
If I talk to my 18-year-old self,
Or just even 18-year-old young men?
yeah, to anyone,
Yeah.
actually, I would say, and this is one of my favorite quotes. Actually, it's my brother. He raps. His name is Young Blaze, but
Okay.
he said, "Don't get impatient when it takes too long." And
Mm,
Mm.
and
that's good.
that's one of my
Okay,
favorite.
Blaze, you fire.
That's one of my favorite quotes because
Real.
not even with an 18-year-old, even when you get older, you know, sometimes you can always be like, when is my time? When is my time?
Mhm.
Or you see other people having their season, it can be discouraging, but
Mhm.
just stay your course and it's gonna come. You
Mhm.
know, literally, when it don't get impatient, be still, let God talk to you. And if you really want something, it's gonna come. But you have to be patient for it.
That's
Right.
real.
Yeah.
That's real. You know what I'm
That's I
saying?
mean, that's now.
Yeah.
That is now. So many people are going through that now because it just seemed like I don't know what it was about this year, especially this summer. It
Mhm.
was a hard summer financially for
Mhm.
me. And then when I was talking to other people, they was like, "Man, me
Too.
too."
It's been a summer spiritually,
Ooh.
I think.
It's
Um, but I like that. Like, be patient, wait
Mhm.
for the process. And I think that's the thing with life and business. Um, you can't miss steps in the process, right?
Mhm.
And you probably have missed some steps, but you had to learn
yeah,
some valuable
yeah,
mistakes
learn.
where you put those stripes on your shirt, like, okay, I got it now.
Right.
Yeah.
And now I know what not to do. And now I can teach people. With your
Mhm.
e-courses, how much are your e-courses?
Right now, I have it on sale for 125.
Okay.
We're building a community with it. It's going well. And what I like most about it, it's not only teaching people how to get started into moving, whether you own a truck or you don't own a truck. It's a community where movers can ping pong ideas off of each other. And
Mm,
that's really the whole goal because you have moving companies all over and it's just amazing how we all are in the same field, but how everyone thinks so differently.
mhm.
And just having that community of movers, man, it's just fun just getting to know people, figuring out why they started, figuring out they why and how they did it. And when it comes back, you realize like, man, like we really all started from the same for the same purpose.
Right.
We're kind of all the same for real.
Mhm.
That's dope. That's
Wow.
dope. I mean, just to start it and then now you funneling it back into the community and with young people. So for the what am I trying to say, Lord? For the class,
Mhm.
what are some things outside of just the community? You said you can help people with their logo.
Yeah,
You can
just
help them with their EIN number.
mhm.
What are some other things that they can get from it? I don't want you to tell us it all, but just
I can give you a rundown.
mhm,
It's just with the e-course, it shows you how to run a sustainable business,
okay.
whether a recession come, a pandemic come.
Mm,
It really lays the foundation of to not get scared, not to panic.
Mm.
If a recession was to happen or a pandemic, because I've done it,
right.
I'm not teaching anything that I haven't done.
That's good.
So with that, I'm just giving experiences, like, especially like went through the pandemic. Is you if you apply yourself, it's going to keep coming. It's going to keep
Mhm.
coming. People are always moving.
Mhm.
They're always going to move,
That's true.
regardless. So
Mhm.
this is a business that when I was thinking about it, when I was coming up with it, I'm like, man, I want to get into something that I know is always
Going to
That's
be.
that's
Yeah.
always a demand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I thought, I'm like, man, people are always going to move.
Yep.
And AI can't take over it.
Nah,
Yep.
if AI take over moving, that's crazy.
crazy. That's gonna be
Yeah.
wild.
AI can't
Yeah.
take over. You know, I
Yeah.
try to
You
tell
have
my,
bots
my
like,
sons, like, go get a trade
Mhm.
where AI is not going to be able to take over because that
I'm
AI
like,
is
oh.
is taking over everything now. And if they serving in restaurants, they're waiters, they're taking over the
cleaning up the
assembly
stores.
lines, they're cleaning
They
up
doing
the
it everywhere.
stores, but they can never be a plumber, they can never be an HVAC person, they
Listen.
can never be a carpenter.
Yep.
So I'm trying to encourage, all these little young boys that I see at school, and I'm go get you a trade.
Yep. And I'm an advocate for that. Like I love the fact that I don't believe school is for everybody.
Mm-mm.
I don't. I think that if you can find a trade, a business that will be around forever,
Mm-hmm.
and you can go get certified, or you can find an e-course
Mhm.
and for $125 versus getting in debt.
10,000.
You know what I'm saying? 25, 40,000, 60. It makes more sense. It's an investment.
Yep.
And that's
it
the
is.
beautiful thing about the e-course. Most people think when they start a business, you have to have a truck or X amount of dollars. Like I'm really showing the game of how you can do it with no money. Literally, you
Wow.
don't how to start it with no money, but correctly, doing it correctly.
Right.
And
Shoot.
it's
I got
it's
nephews and sons. I'm
Christmas
gonna need your
gifts for the.
information.
I'm just
but
saying.
I say this, you have to be
Investment.
you have to be built for this. You
Right.
Okay.
have to be built for this
Mhm.
because a lot of people can see like, man, all right, he's successful, he's making money. They look at that, but
Mhm.
it's still
The
it's,
work.
it's work, it's hard
Mhm.
work. And if you're not built for it, or if you're just doing it for money, anything you do just for money is never gonna last.
Right.
That's so true. So
Mhm.
and it's labor.
Yeah, it's labor.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
That's some big time labor.
Yeah. Y'all be moving too. So I also see that your business is growing even with the family. You got Josh Foster as an advisor.
No,
Is that
so
what I saw? Or no?
I served as an advisor for Josh
Ah, okay.
because he stays in DC. So I have advisory services that you don't directly have to use me to move you, but I can pretty much give you a game plan, a roadmap of how to get moved. And
See?
it worked out perfect for him.
That's beautiful. I saw that. I was like, wait a minute, this is so different.
Yeah.
So you not only can even out of state
Mhm.
your clients. You got a lot of clients out of state.
Yeah, so we do out of state moves. Uh, we can move you anywhere.
Okay.
Mm.
We can move you anywhere and we can do it within whatever your budget is.
Okay.
So, if you're, you don't really have the funds like that, that's where the advisory services come in, and I can come up with a game plan for you that fits your budget needs and still take away the stress
Come
to get
on,
you moved.
bro.
So you mean like a payment plan?
Not a payment plan.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just we sit down. It's a consultation. We sit down. We go over everything, what you need moved, and then with me having that information, that's where my job come in, and I do the hard work. I take you having to look for this person or figuring this out,
Mm-hmm.
just from logistics,
Mhm.
from whatever you need moved, anything need to be broke down. I literally will come up with a play by play
Okay.
that will
That's
handle
real.
everything for you.
Okay.
That's what's
I
up.
never thought it was that much to moving. I really didn't.
It's-
And I know probably a lot of people feel that way. Like, oh, it ain't nothing but just, moving. Putting
It's-
stuff
it's-
putting stuff
stuff
in
in
the
the-
truck.
yeah.
it's like that until you got to move, and you're like, man, I'm about to just do it, and then you realize like, I should have got a moving company because this ain't just
It's not easy.
Nah.
And so do y'all even pack up people's places? Because I've seen y'all do some of that work
we
too.
offer packing services. We can do the whole nine. If you want us to pack your whole house, we'll pack the house. We'll
Wow.
load the truck. We'll move you wherever. Unload the truck. Unpack if you want us to unpack. It's pretty much anything a customer need for a move we can do and we offer.
How many employees do you have?
So it's four of us. Man, my main guys like Dorsey, Harrington for sure. That's my guy for sure. He's great
Mhm.
for sure. Not we just good friends. That's just my
Right.
guy, family. Karan, that's just like my brother, and Rambo.
Okay.
These dudes are good, man. Like I can't do this on my own. And
That's
they
real.
are very, very just as important to the business as I am.
That's
Mhm.
real. That's real. And these are people that you cool with, like
Yeah,
your homies.
yeah, we have fun.
That's
Like,
what's up.
if we see a rim, we shoot.
Because
That's
you
the-
don't
that's the
find you
rule.
don't see that with everybody. It's hard
Mm-mm.
for people to have friends in business with them.
But, you know, it's like I said, if you have people, you gotta have the right people around you.
Mhm.
Right.
You know, no one's in competition. We all want the best for each other. And when you have a group like that, it has no choice but to be successful.
That's what's up. So we got a question. We always ask this question. It's the Be Beauty platform question. Real quick. Our acronyms for Be Beauty are bold, educated, ambitious, unstoppable, talented, and yielded. First, where are you as a husband or a family man? And then where are you in your business?
First, as a husband, man, I love being a husband. That's the first thing. I love having my
Period.
family because it makes it simple. You know, when you have a hard day and you come home and you got daughters, they don't care about none of that stuff. They just want to show love. They just want to be
Mhm.
loved. And that's for me, that helps out tremendously. That gives me a peace of mind.
Mm-hmm.
And then as far as with the business, you know, it's in a great place, but it's not where I want it to be. I want it to go more. So
Okay.
I'm never to the outside, it might be like, man, he's doing well, he's doing good. But with me, I'm always wanting more. Like I always want to get better. I want to learn more. I want to keep growing. And I want to, I don't know what my max potential is, but I'm going to try to
Unstoppable.
work to get it.
You in that phase of unstoppable.
Man, I want it. I
Yeah.
really want it.
That's real. I love it. Well, Aaron, we appreciate you so much for stepping up on the platform and sharing your how and why you got started with us and our audience, our people tune in. So listen, y'all, before we go we get out of here, we're gonna leave. Aaron, give them your how can they get in contact with you?
So you can get in contact with me. If you need a move, you can go to A3C Moving Company LLC.com. You can reach me there. It has all the information. You can also follow us on Instagram at A3C Moving Company LLC. And
Okay.
then on Facebook, you can follow us at A3C Moving Company LLC.
Awesome.
All
Rashonda, how they
right.
get in contact with you, girl?
Y'all can contact me on Facebook. I am Rashonda Young. And on Instagram, I am Miss Divine 34.
And y'all, I'm your host, Lady A. McGuire. You can find me on Be Beauty Podcast on Instagram and on Facebook. It's Be Beauty Let's Talk Real Talk Radio Show. And y'all, listen, go be bold, educated, ambitious, unstoppable, talented, and yielded, where you're growing and glowing with God's purpose, on purpose, for a purpose. And get with our boy for his e-course.
I actually forgot. The
Yeah.
e-course is at A3C Moving Master Course LLC.com. So if you
Boom.
need the e-course, go there. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I definitely want to show you the game.
Run that back one more time for the e-course.
A3C Moving Master Course LLC.com.
Yes. I love it. Okay. Now go be listen. I'm like, what? Okay. Listen. Okay. All right. Listen. Y'all enjoy. I hope y'all enjoyed it. LJ, you gonna take us out? And there we go.
Deuces.
One second.
You're beautiful, so beautiful. I thank God, yeah, for sending you to me. Oh.
I'm like,